Blessed Violence.
Oh, yeah. Blessed Violence.
And welcome to this episode of Blessed Violence, as we're going to talk about UFC Fight Night, Kara-France versus Albazi. Was it a robbery? Was it not? You'll find out on the show here. We're also going to talk about Jim Miller's KO that now puts him at number 2 at the most knockouts in the UFC. And
I thought you were going to talk about the rankings. I was like,
and
sends him to 2?
No, it won't send him to 2.
Yeah.
And we got some other
that.
guys to talk about, some prospects and stuff. And then we're going to talk about the premiere of The Ultimate Fighter. But let's dive into this fight night as we see that a Nurmagomedov lost.
How'd you pronounce his name?
Nurmagomedov?
No, his first name.
Abubakar?
Okay.
Abubakar.
It's just,
Abu Bakar.
yeah. But
right.
I don't know if there's any relation to Habib, but usually when you see a Sambo guy with the last name Nurmagomedov and Russia, you think they're going to be pretty dominant. It was a close fight from what I remember. But the other guy being from Brazil and having some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but you usually see Sambo.
Didn't mean to do that.
Sambo usually beats out Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I guess it kind of depends on who we got here. So close fight, split decision. We have, total strikes almost identical.
I remember I was watching this one. I felt like Nurmagomedov at least. I thought he won round 1, and then round 2. I was like, I thought he won.
Yeah,
it was a closer fight, but
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think he took round 2 because he got the takedown and the striking was so close. Now, round 3, I gave it to Santos, but round 1 was the deciding factor. And sometimes it doesn't go your way. Sometimes it does in a split decision. Check his record. Is that like his first loss or?
he's 17-4.
That's not
That's
a
not bad.
record. Is this? And he's fought in UFC for a hot second.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Maybe first loss in UFC. Don't know that first one. But
You hit follow live?
yeah.
Okay.
I remember that fight. Oh,
He
so his
lost
second
his-
loss.
yeah.
Okay.
Lost his first fight.
Wow, by submission. So,
Okay.
but
Interesting.
hats off to the Brazilian for getting it done, getting the split. It's nerve-wracking when you go into the judges' scorecards with a very close score, but judges thought he got a lot done. Nurmagomedov had a lot better accuracy than he did in the fight too. I thought you could tell by the numbers and.
Look at that first
just
round,
watched it.
75% in
Yeah.
the first
27% for the winner there. That
Yeah.
is
And this
not good.
This is what kind of makes me. The busier fighter won, as you can tell. He threw more, he landed more, just by 2. But crud, I think I hit the camera a little bit. Hold on. Okay, there we are. We're back. Sorry.
We're good.
But he was the busier fighter in that, and we see that in the main event, the busier fighter lost. So that's kind of that inconsistency we see with the judges. But
You're just going to get that with the judging.
they've got to be, and we'll talk more about it. There's got to be some. Oh, this is a welterweight. That's nice. So yeah, hats off to Nurmagomedov. All right, look, Souza and Silva. This was the nasty knee pop.
Yes.
There were
That
5
was gross.
5
It was
total
nasty.
strikes landed. Yeah, she got her in that knee bar, and you could just see on the replay on the side of the knee, it just caved in, it popped.
Yeah. She extended with it, and it was just over.
Good for her. She
Ugh.
got it done. Now, I always forget, is that a minute and 45 into the fight? Or I
Yes.
think it's, okay.
Yeah.
So she got done pretty quick, under 2 minutes, and it's always
That's
awful
really
to
fast,
see.
actually.
It is. To get a knee bar submission, to see a fighter get hurt like that, I hate.
Because she's going to be out for
Yeah, because
probably
if she tore, which
a
it
year
definitely looked
or
like
2.
she tore, she could be out for a year plus.
Yeah.
Surgery, rehab, and then doctor's approval will take at least a year. But man, that girl, she
Though, could she have just dislocated it without tearing anything?
yeah, that could be. That's probably best case scenario. If she dislocated it, they set it
Because it looked like it popped out.
yeah,
But did anything tear?
just resetting it and then kind of resting it, then to get back to full health. But man, this Silva girl ain't no joke though. I don't know how many fights she has in UFC.
Let's find out. Her arms are huge. Though.
Yeah, she's got some jacked arms.
Yeah.
Karine Killer Silva.
16-4.
She's what?
16-4.
That's good. Okay. I mean, she's 4-1 every.
And she's won both her fights in the UFC.
Yeah.
Okay.
By submission in the first round. So
Wow.
Where's she fight out of? She's Brazilian, right? Is she Brazilian?
Yeah, Brazil.
Okay.
Okay.
And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so that doesn't shock me. So, and she's young.
Okay.
Nice. It's good to see because that's at flyweight, right? That's women's flyweight.
134.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Bantamweight. Bantamweight.
Yeah, that's bantam.
Yeah.
Could
Well,
have a pretty good contender
go-
here.
Oh, because that's walk around weight.
that's walk
right?
around weight. So she might cut 10 pounds. Yeah.
Flyweight.
To 125.
Flyweight.
That's good for the flyweights, getting some, not saying she's up in the top, but when you see ladies that fight in the flyweight, it's good to see some new ones coming in to shake that up. So, all right,
Yeah.
Tim Elliott, who I didn't think was going to win this fight. I can't remember the odds on it. But
He has a very weird fighting style.
He does. He
Whenever he's standing up, he hops backwards.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
We're seeing the battle of posture here in the pictures. Look at Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott is a hunchback. This guy, his rib cage is about to poke you in the eye. But no, I mean, he took him down 6 of 7 times. I thought he dominated the whole fight. He won in the standing. He just did very well with what he needed to do to win this fight, and he did. I mean, he got 2 takedowns per round. He landed more strikes, most of them being from the ground. And I don't know how much time control he had. I know it doesn't show us on here, but I will.
Because the UFC
Check
website is
Updated.
not the greatest.
Who's in charge of the UFC website? We need to have a.
The thing is, they recently
little talk.
updated it. I think they made it worse.
I don't
Oh my
think enough
goodness.
people complain about it. That's the thing.
This fight happened on the ground mostly. This guy had 11 minutes and 13 seconds of control time.
Wow.
So, yeah, he definitely. There's no way and this guy only had 1 minute and 3 seconds. So you can't. He won. He dominated. I mean, my goodness, a little bit over 2 rounds of just straight dominance. So Tim Elliott's been in the UFC for a long time as well, and you have this young guy that comes in, and you see that veteran.
20-12.
Yeah, not the prettiest record, but he's over 500.
Let's see what.
36. He's getting up there.
Yeah, 2012.
2012.
His debut.
He's a beast though. He's one of those guys that's got a heart of a warrior, and I didn't really. Usually when these older guys are going against the young guys, which we see in the next fight we'll talk about, you find out that sometimes the younger guy wins, but it wasn't Victor's night. He definitely got out grappled in this fight, so he's definitely got to stick it. Get that going. All right, Jim Miller.
This is a
Love Jim Miller.
scary
Jim Miller's
knockout.
crazy.
Look at this guy. He has the most fights in UFC history, second most finishes. The guy is just an unstoppable train. He landed 3 strikes. And
really?
2 of one.
There's no way.
One put the lights
That was
out.
23 seconds.
And the
in.
other one, yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
23 seconds in, and it was just right. It was a right hook. He ducked down, right hook, boom, right on the button.
Yeah.
He knocked the younger guy out. I love to see Jim Miller win. So he was talking about fighting at UFC 300, and he said, "Yeah, I'll fight there, but I'm not done after that." Because
He
really?
said that with some math, you can tell it's in August, UFC
Yeah.
300. And he's like, well, I'm not done by that point. He wants to go
Hold
further
on.
than August.
August of this year or next?
I don't remember.
It's because 289's next.
Yeah, 289's next.
Probably next year then.
Yeah,
It's
it'll
probably
be next
next
year.
year.
290's in July.
Well, I mean,
292 is in August. Of
unless
this
they
year,
do
so-
like a couple months of 2 pay-per-views that they sometimes do.
No, he said it was April. It'll be April of next year.
Oh, I thought he said August.
No, it'll be April of next year, and he's going to go further. But what'll be cool is Jim Miller fought at UFC 100. He fought at UFC 200, and he wants to fight at UFC 300. He'll be the only fighter to do all 3.
Yeah.
I remember watching UFC 100s when Brock Lesnar beat Frank Mir. UFC 200 was it DC and Anderson Silva? They had and Amanda Nunes won the title on that one. They had a yellow canvas for the mat, and so I'm excited to see what they do.
So, did he fight on 100, 200?
Yep.
And he's going to try 300?
Yeah, they'll put
Yeah.
him on 300.
I remember-
because it'll be more marketable stuff in for a lot of the older fans.
Yeah, I remember him saying that in one of his previous fights, one of the first fights I've seen him in, he said that he wants to be in that 300.
Yeah, he's like 40 something years old, man. But he knocked the guy out clean. I mean, he landed so.
Yeah, that was a
Good.
scary
That was a
knockout.
Nice
I know,
knockout.
because the guy stiffed. I mean, he went stiff.
I like how he was like stiff against the cage and then just gave it a couple seconds and he started sliding
Yeah.
down.
Well, Miller gave him some help down. Gave him one more hit,
Yeah,
and then he
the ref didn't get him
went
off.
the rest of the way
so-
down.
How old? Click on Jim Miller. I want to see how old he is. Like,
Got to be in his 40s.
look at that, 36 and 17.
Goodness.
That's so many fights.
No draws.
39.
Oh, wow.
39.
2008.
He debuted in 2000.
Wow.
This guy, crazy.
And
Fights
he-
out of New Jersey.
He says he's not done after UFC
No,
300.
he said he has a timeline. He isn't. He doesn't want to be done after UFC
Okay.
or UFC 300. So, wow.
Where's Newton, United States?
I think it's Newton, New Jersey,
Oh, okay.
because he trains at his own gym in Sparta, New Jersey. So I think
Ah,
it's in
yeah.
Newton, New Jersey. Could be wrong.
I guess that makes sense.
But yeah, hats off to Jim Miller, man. Glad he got that win. Like, and look at the odds on that too. I think he was. Oh no, he's a favorite.
He was a favorite.
Wow. Wow.
You
Sorry.
hang out with Jeff too much.
I did a high pitch wow at first. So, all right, our co-main event, which I thought was going to be more exciting than what it was. What's his name? Alex Caceres.
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 He,
You're not great with those names.
no, I'm not. I think in my mind, I think I know what they sound like, and
Dude,
then it's
That
not
is
that.
one crazy tattoo right there.
That's a lot of hours, just a whole arm sleeve into
It's
a
sick.
chest piece.
And it's like solid.
Yeah. Whoever worked on that is pretty good, and a lot of color on it too.
Yeah.
Oh man, all the shading and stuff had to be awful. But
Well,
I know Alex is kind of, his name is getting a little bit bigger each time he fights in UFC. I thought he did well in this fight. He definitely controlled the striking. He was the longer fighter. But this is a young guy that has some potential. And we'll see. I mean, I think second round wasn't really his. He got taken down. Is this a unanimous?
yeah, unanimous.
Round 3, he
Huh?
really put it on the guy.
50
probably-
to
I
13
can't
strikes.
believe it was. I remember watching
Because he
this
probably
fight and
thought he probably thought he was down 2 rounds and he needed a finish going into round 3.
I thought it was 1-1 going into the third, and then
Well, he might have thought, like, I don't know how that first one went, and I lost that second, so he went out in round 3 going for a finish just to make sure,
yeah.
and that's why these numbers are the way they are.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a lopsided third round. But he did what? Click. I always ask you to click on him because I want to know more.
Every time we
He's
see
got a lot of
Alex
experience.
Caceres, you want me to click on him.
21-13. Yusuf. He's lost one fight in the UFC.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Oh, wait, hold on. There's a load more
hold
button.
on. This guy's been in UFC a lot longer than what I thought.
Yeah.
How old is he? Oh my goodness.
34.
Ah.
Debut 2011.
Wow, I was way
He's a little
off.
older than I thought he was.
I was way off. But he has made a big name for himself, a lot bigger name of himself here lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he has so many fights in UFC. I didn't even know that.
And his nickname is Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, he fought Yair Rodriguez at one point. I think the guys that are in gray are guys who are no longer
Retired?
in the UFC. Yeah, cut or retired.
Well,
That's gray.
is it?
It is.
Yeah.
Or it's either gray or an older
less
picture.
saturated.
Yeah. Man, we're getting far back. So
All right, yeah.
hats off to him. I don't really know the guy he fought, but
He beat him.
he beat him. So that shoots him up there. Don't know if he's been in UFC. It just shocks me how long he's been in UFC. So
A veteran.
all right, our main event, which the odds coming in were dead even with Kai Kara France
That's crazy.
and Amir Albazi. Dude, this fight kind of aggravates me because
He doubled the striking.
I
He had better accuracy.
And
He had
Albazi,
more takedowns.
Albazi only had 6 minutes of ground control, or had 6 minutes of control to France's 1. I don't use the word robbery very often, but I thought this was along those lines. And you have a lot of MMA guys coming out saying it was a close fight and you guys are crazy. It's like, no, I watched the guy win, and he didn't get his hand raised, and I don't like that.
I see a lot of MMA fighters saying that it was robbery and that we need to get the judges punished or something.
Yeah, well, it's like guys who know Kai, like Izzy was upset, which I don't blame him. I'd be upset if my teammate got robbed as well, like he did. And Bilal Muhammad decides to speak his mind on it, and he said, "I went back and watched the fight, and my conclusion is Conor would get beat by any guy in the top 10." It's like, dude, it's not even the same weight class. That's one thing that annoys me about Bilal is Conor has nothing to do with the flyweights. Why mention him? You're just wanting the money fight, right? And you're not exciting. Like, I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch you and Conor fight to a 5-round decision where you're going to beat him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just not a big fan.
He said Kai didn't do as much damage, so that's why Albazi won.
When I checked, when I checked the faces of the fighters, I could tell one got punched a lot more than the other.
Yeah.
And that was
Literally.
Albazi got punched a lot more than the other. That's so annoying. And I understand the damage, but this is the inconsistency of the judging is this.
It's
because you have one guy who did the work.
at some point I'm like, do they have an agenda that they're trying to do? They're trying to get new blood into the title picture, so they rig the judging.
I'm not sure. Now, in the second round, I'm not saying that.
Look, see, Bilal said there wasn't more damage from Kai. It was close. Relax,
Common
haters.
Bilal L. Yeah, you can't spell Bilal without 2 L's in his name. So it is very annoying because he's biased. Like I honestly
Will
don't.
Hall.
I don't really care about either one of these guys that much. Like I would say I like both these guys. I don't dislike them. But and then also Albazi, like that guy says there, of course, Bilal's defending an ally client. So Ali client, sorry. What am I read the wrong word, my bad. An Ali client, which it doesn't shock me, but I mean, look at all this. Daniel Cormier.
Everyone said it was robbery
Yeah.
except Bilal on this
Yeah.
one post.
Like, look, you have Izzy that's upset. You got DC that says 3-2. That's what I had it scored 3-2.
Yeah.
I had it scored pretty dominantly 3-2 for Kai France. You have Max Holloway that says judges, and you got, okay, that guy doesn't matter. His opinion.
Bilal doesn't
is
matter.
stupid. A guy who's not in the UFC.
That was all on this post.
Yeah. So I think and it takes away from what the fighters did because both
And
fighters
then
had
the comments are just roasting Bilal.
yeah, the guy just needs to be quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that Kai like destroyed the guy. I just think he
Still
won
a
the
close
fight.
fight.
It was a close
It's
fight.
just, Kai came out.
I think Kai won this
Just-
fight, and I will call it a robbery, even though it's a close fight. It's not like other fights that we've seen where people have cried robbery and we're like, eh. There are like the Patty, the Batty, and Jared
That
Gordon.
one
That's
was
straight
bad.
robbery.
That
right?
one was
This
robbery.
one is a robbery. It's not straight like that one, but it's there's a spectrum there.
You
and
can
this one-
only call it a robbery if you can say 100% and it's like, hey, this guy won, and then his hand's not raised.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's a close fight and then the guy who you thought won didn't win, that's not a robbery.
Excuse me. No, I agree with that. Now, a split decision. The one judge that scored it the way he scored it the exact same way I scored it for Kai France. The other 2 judges, man.
Was Sal
I don't
D'Amato one of them?
Yep, Sal
Yeah.
D'Amato. And was it Chris Lee? Chris Lee was the other one.
Man.
I agree. There has to be some type of consequence because there's so much power in judging that if there's no consequences, they can just do whatever they want. And so, and in this fight, Kai France has now lost 2 in a row. What does that do to him? What does that do to his career? What does it do to him mentally? So it takes a toll.
well, he might.
I think he's mentally there.
I
feel-
agree. He knows he won the fight.
I know if I was in that position, I'd be like, I know I won that fight, but there's nothing I can do except like just train for the next one. Like it wouldn't affect me as much as a loss would, like a real loss, because I'd be like, because I would mentally know that I won.
Yeah. No, I agree with you
That's just
on that.
That's just me.
No, I think, he'll have a chip on his shoulder now. But, hats off to both of the guys. I thought both did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Bozzy's gonna go
and
up to 3.
I think the rankings tomorrow we'll see. I don't know if they'll put him at 3.
maybe 4.
If I was UFC rankings, I would fight to keep him there at I would put Albazi up to 4.
4 makes sense
But I'd
because
keep
it was a
Kai
close
France above
fight.
him.
It was closer.
Yeah. It was close. I'd put him at 4.
Yeah.
But both men did look good. I hate this kind of thing takes away from the fighters as well. It takes away everything from them.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, because that guy trained really hard and won the fight, but then doesn't get paid as much.
exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, do we want to move on to
On
some
to
news?
some news. I think,
Was that clipping?
yeah, I think so.
I
It was
think,
really loud for me.
Yeah, I saw Wes look at me.
I think we might need to turn that down.
Well, it's on a level 10 right now.
Oh, well, that
Oh, yeah.
explains it. All right.
Let's
on
start
5.
off with the first episode of Tough. When's the second one comes out?
Tuesday,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Well, I'm kind of excited.
So I think this season's going to be good. You got Connor, who's exciting. Connor never lets down, and Michael Chandler is also. I wish we'd have brought this up
So
a minute ago.
I know
Well, we can say that right now.
Oh yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
Kai Car France comes out. It cost him $100,000. That loss did cost him the ranking. Where is
Yeah.
and look, here's what people are saying. You don't let the judges do your job, sir. Shut up. You've never been in the cage. You've never been.
Sometimes you can't, you just can't finish the
This
guy.
is what makes me mad. Look, finish the fight. Dana says never leave it in the judges. The judge also gave Emmett the 4th round against Cater that cost Calvin the fight. Also, Chris Lee scored RDA, whatever. So, don't leave it to the blank. Guys, have you guys...
If it does come down to that, it shouldn't be messed up.
Here's what aggravates me is the guys that say that have never been in a competition where judging is involved like this. Now, I have never been in a competition, but I've been in a competition where it's based off points. So at the end of the day with wrestling, if I don't pin the guy or if I don't tech fault the guy, so if I don't pin him and the ref counts it as the pin, or if I don't beat him 15-0, I have to go to points. Who's in charge of the points? The ref is. He's the judge. So there, if a ref doesn't think I'm on the guy's hips enough to have control, I don't get my 2 points. Could cost me the whole match. So these guys don't understand the whole. Oh, it's easier to sit there and say should have finished him. Albazi's a hard guy to finish.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't do it.
You can't. I mean, you
In
have
those closer fights where you're evenly matched.
You have
need
to
the
leave it to the
judges.
judges.
yeah.
This one said odd makers had Kai at minus 400 going into the 5th round.
Yeah.
Yet he still lost.
And he still lost. I think it was just crazy.
He did this at the very end of the fight.
Yeah, he said, "Let's go."
Look at his face.
And I think Albazi was backing up. Kai Car France was going forward. So
Yeah. Well, let's get back on the tough.
yeah, tough. 8-second knockout. Team Chandler is up 1-0
I was a little
for
upset.
tough. Why?
They were
Because
hyping
I was
that
like
up,
that.
and
I was like
getting
that
hyped.
big episode, all this training, and then just a quick knockout.
I thought it was epic, but also
I mean-
I kind of would have liked a longer fight.
It
but
clipped him. I
you
mean, he
know.
step back.
It was
clip
awesome.
right behind the ear.
Fastest finish in tough history, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean,
tied.
8 seconds
yeah, it
in tough history.
Yeah, didn't they say it tied, or was it the
I
fastest?
think
I
it's
think it was
the
the fastest.
I think it is the fastest.
But my
So-
thing with this season is a lot of people are saying that Connor is going to be the better one. He's going to beat Chandler or whatever. Connor is treating this season as his training camp. And I feel like that could be his downfall in this season.
Well, and Connor's also out partying a lot too, which I mean might not mean anything. And Chandler is working very, very hard to.
Chandler doesn't stop.
He doesn't stop. Now, if Chandler goes into it and fights like he did against Dustin, and he goes and fights against Justin, I think he loses. But if Michael Chandler can fight smart, like Connor didn't show up to the first weigh-in.
That kind of upsetted me a little bit.
That's pretty big, Connor. You gotta, you signed up for it. You got to be there.
It's like, what are you doing? What do you have on your plate that's more important than your fighters that you're
That's
training?
what I'm saying. He has a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, that's true,
Kind of.
but like
Yeah.
you're on the show, you're paid to be there,
Yeah. So I enjoyed the first episode. I'm gonna watch the second episode as well. I think it's gonna get a little bit more chippy between McGregor and Chandler. You heard McGregor say, "You'll do as you're told."
Yeah, well, I think it wasn't as chippy as it has been in the past. Connor has been in the past because there's kind of a mutual respect there.
Yeah. Now I know as it gets going, they get into it. I mean, we see the shove in the face.
Yeah,
And-
Dana has said that there's something that happened, and that
Yeah.
we're just gonna have to find out. But he
Yeah.
said it got pretty serious. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think.
I'm
I think
excited just anytime. I just like Connor. I just like
Connor's
him
an
just-
entertainer, man.
That's-
He changed everything when he came. At one point, I think he's the best fighter in the world. Do I think that anymore?
Not
No, but
anymore.
he is still the best entertainer at it, man. People tune in when the name McGregor
He's
is
still
mentioned.
fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. He's great to watch. You pulled up that thing about Hamzat. He does 22 rounds of sparring a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is just crazy.
Well, how
Hamzat,
long are the rounds?
I think they're like 3 or 5 minutes.
It's a lot.
Crazy. This was funny when Izzy and Pereira ran into each other at the airport. There's that grudge that's still there, but they have fun with it, and I respect that. I want the grudge to stay because the grudge is what brings it. Look, they're laughing, they're joking.
They're smiling.
But if they were to ever fight again, you best believe they're both gonna be savages at each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what I like to know. And Izzy is an anomaly. He's getting up there with Connor. He's getting up there on the level with Connor. Izzy is the best middleweight in the world right now. I absolutely believe that. And then
I don't know. It's Sean Strickland.
Oh, come on now.
Did you hear that? Recently, Izzy went to a rugby team to do something with them, and then at the same time, Pereira went to an opposing rugby team, to do the same. I was like,
Yes.
how are these guys just? They're the same person. They just
They're
always
just
doing
opposite.
the same thing.
And it's funny. That's what you need. You need a nice little rivalry.
Yeah.
It is always fun.
Also, something that came out, I think today, Alex Pajeda is going to be training with Sean Strickland and learning English at the same time.
He's
with
gonna
him.
make if he learns English, he'll make himself more marketable.
yeah.
I think that's the goal.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's training with Sean Strickland. Sean's like, dude, I barely even know English, man.
Yeah.
So,
No, they'll do good. Connor and Volk will never fight because if they did, no matter what weight, if
Connor
you
won't
fight,
go down to that
he
weight.
won't go to 145. He won't go back to 155, and I don't think Volk will go up to 170. Even though if they did go up to 170, Connor has a good shot, but I think Volk could still get it done there.
What's Volk's walk around weight?
215. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, maybe.
He used to be a thick boy.
That's a lot of weight to get rid of, but
155 and a half. Or
I
154
mean-
and a half, excuse me.
I don't know how accurate these are. These numbers are on the website.
Actually, yeah, I don't know either.
I
do not
don't know,
know either.
but all right. Let's see if there's anything Curtis
We got
Blades.
Curtis Blades and Almeida. That'll be
Yeah.
a good fight. Both guys are good on the ground. Both guys are good with their hands. That's going to be a pretty excellent heavyweight battle right there.
Yeah.
That'll be good. That's pretty cool. Dustin Poirier and Justin have the same record.
You said Justin. Wait.
Dustin
oh, okay.
Poirier and Justin
Okay.
Gaethje have the same record, same finishes and decisions, wins over Michael Chandler, and both losses come to Habib and Oliveira in title fights. Like they're the same dude
Since the last time
since
they fought.
Yeah, this is a fit. Like
This
a
is the
50-50 fight.
only fight to make.
that's gonna be a great fight, and for the BMF
gonna be
belt is
amazing.
pretty dope. Like that's a marketing thing, but
And isn't there still a title fight on there? It's Wei Lee, right?
where is that at?
It's July 29th. Events upcoming.
No, that's the card with Jan Blachowicz, Pereira,
Oh,
Ferguson
yeah.
Green, Paulo Casa, Stephen Thompson, Derek
Okay.
Lewis. This is the
Oh,
loaded
It's gonna
stacked
be. That's a
card.
That
loaded
is-
card.
A banger card,
Kevin
man.
Holland's on there, so
Yeah,
yeah, that
gonna be a banger.
that's gonna be a great fight.
All right.
Pretty
Let's
pumped about
see.
that. 25 wins is what Jim Miller has in UFC, most in UFC history.
Yeah, that's
That is
insane.
That is pretty cool. You know what I woke up and saw this morning? So
Huh.
first, like I wake up, turn my alarm off.
Yeah.
We'll get to that fight in a moment. And I look, and it says Oliveira pulls out of Dariush fight on Twitter, and I said, I put my
No
phone
way.
down. I went and used the bathroom. I said, I am so angry right now. So then I click it open. Hold on, don't click anything yet. I click it open. It says Charles Oliveira pulls out of Dariush fight because of all the weight he's carrying for this card. I said, what stupid little clickbait.
Oh, the troll.
So, yeah, they got me good. I was so angry. Anyways, going back to that fight, Chris Weidman, Brad Tavares coming to Boston.
Yeah.
What if he breaks his other leg?
Dude, if he breaks his leg again, just
I don't
retire.
Want that. I want
Retire.
I would retire.
I want Chris
I'd do-
Weidman to go out. Like I want him to win. I want him to win that. I like Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had more to say, but I yawned. Dana's from Boston, so he brings the best cards there. So he has Sterling and O'Malley. O'Malley's very marketable. That fight's really good too. I don't know the rest that's on that card yet so far, but Dana's going to bring a stacked card to Boston.
Let's find
I don't know if they have any. Aspinall's back next month too. Let's go.
August 19th. Sterling
Garden.
O'Malley.
This
That's
is
the
okay.
John Whaley.
Whaley.
This is okay. So
Those
there-
are the only two fights there.
I think Whaley knocks that girl out.
I mean,
yeah. Amanda
Lemos is pretty powerful, but
Yeah.
Whaley is a different beast.
Yeah, I agree.
Which
Is there-
Lemos got submitted
Yeah.
while standing. Which
Yeah. Is there any more news? I think
I think that's pretty much all of
I
it.
want to say that's it.
that is all of it. Let's move on to our predictions for UFC 289. All right, we got Amanda Nunes defending her belt against Aldana. Is that Aldana?
Probably.
Say all
Irene-
the ways to say it, and you'll
Irene
get it.
Aldana. That's how I'm gonna say it because she is
Aldana.
Hispanic. So I
Aldana.
think
Aldana.
Aldana. Okay.
That's
so-
I'm
how-
gonna go with that because that's using like how they
Yeah.
pronounce words like
That's what I'm saying.
A's or
She's
ah.
Hispanic, so how they
Yeah.
pronounce it. Yeah, absolutely.
Aldana.
Man, I think it's going to be a good fight. I think people are underestimating Aldana a lot. I think she brings the fight to Amanda, but I think Amanda wins by decision. I don't. think
is there
either
just
lady
something I'm
finishes
missing
it.
here? Like, did they have to make a fight? Is that why this
Well,
is
this
happening?
this
or-
was
Well, Nunes needs a fight, and who else is she gonna fight?
this was Nunes Pena 3, and Pena had to drop out, so they put the next woman that was in line,
yeah.
and she's been on
Yeah.
a roll. So she's a good fighter.
feel
People
like-
are underestimating her, man.
I feel like she is a little underrated
Yeah.
right now. I don't remember seeing any of her fights, so I have no idea.
We've watched a few, but if you go and look at the way she has fought, look, KO decision.
Once
she
a
lost
year.
to Holly Holm. That's pretty big, but She's
she fights like once a year. Oh, 2019, she fought 3 times.
I think she was out for an injury. This woman is really good. I could be wrong.
I'm seeing a lot of decisions here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to go to decision. And
Yeah, I can see it going to decision.
So maybe not as dangerous as one would think.
I think, and that's why I think Amanda gets it done, but gets it done.
I like to
by
root for
decision.
the underdog. I'll go for Irene.
Okay. I'm going Amanda by decision.
Okay, so who I think will win? Yeah, I'm gonna say Amanda will win. I'll go by decision. I think it'll be a close fight.
Thank you.
I don't know, by the rate the UFC is going at, Mexico's getting a lot of belts. So
Yeah. It would be crazy if she won, though.
if she wins, what is that?
It would be wild.
Four
you
belts.
You got Alexa Grasso, you got
Moreno.
and you got Yair.
Now that is until Volk and Yair.
Yeah, but they still
unify
count as a
it.
champion. So if they unify and Yair wins, they have an undisputed when they have a third undisputed. So see, I think Amanda takes that fight by decision. All right, the co-main event.
Yeah,
let's
This
go
is
with
the
the
last one I'm
co-main.
doing. This is huge. This fight could headline a pay-per-view, I think. But we have Charles Oliveira and Benny Dariush, which is an amazing fight.
This is
Very
the only
good.
reason. This is the only reason why I would want to
Buy
the pay.
I've
I'm
been waiting
pumped.
for this. I've been waiting for this fight.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I love both of these guys, man. Like, I want to. Is there a scenario where they both win? No, there's not.
I have my prediction.
What's your prediction?
Dariush by decision.
That's where I'm going with too. I'm leaning the same way. I think Dariush wins it by decision. I think his striking is better than Oliveira's.
Yeah.
Now Oliveira hits hard, but I think he negates the grappling of Oliveira too and wins by decision.
Here, how about this?
Yeah, but
Dariush by knockout.
Oh, my
Dariush has
goodness.
that hand of God.
He did that when he brought that from
Dude.
the heavens and laid Gamrot out. I mean,
That
Gamrot
was-
didn't get knocked out.
You could hear it. The
Yeah.
snap of the gloves.
That
No.
was insane.
It
And
was
this-
so good.
Guys, this is a 3-round fight, though.
I think he gets
still
it done.
I think that's in favor of Dariush because Charles
Yeah.
is not a good fighter in the first round. We have seen that every fight he's come back and won. He's had
He's
an
always
awful
come back and
first
won.
round. But he had a good first round against Islam and he lost.
Yeah.
So if he has a good first round, it might mean lost. But I think if you're right, if he knocks him out, he'll be in the first round. I think if Dariush knocks him out, he'll be in the first round.
You think so?
But
I
I'm
mean,
going Dariush by decision.
Chandler almost had him, and Oliveira came back.
I think
it's
here's the thing:
Oliveira
Dariush
comes
gets
back.
better as the fight goes on too. So
this is a great
this
fight.
this is one of those fights that every UFC fan just die-hard fans are just like
You should
we
be
want it.
excited for this.
Casual fans will see, ooh, title fight is gonna be good.
Yeah. No,
What they
that's
don't see
no.
is this,
This is
one's
the
gonna
fight.
be good.
This is the
Like,
fight to watch.
this is the one.
This is the fight to watch. Look, this weekend, watch UFC 289 just for Charles Oliveira and Benny Dariush. Whoever wins this fight, I think will fight for the title.
Yeah.
of next.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah,
it.
for sure.
I think they'll jump. If Dariush wins, he jumps everybody. If Charles wins, you could throw the debate up there: should Dustin or Justin fight? So if Dariush wins, I think
They're-
it's automatic. He jumps.
They're gonna put one of the Dustin Justin people up there, but
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think if whoever wins that fight, if Dariush wins this fight, we know the next title challenger for Islam, and they'll fight in October in Abu Dhabi.
Just because Oliveira was the former champ.
Yeah, and it could be. I mean, if he
they'd want
demolishes,
to set that up.
if he demolishes Dariush, yeah,
Though if Oliveira
Sure.
wins, I mean, would you want newer blood in the title shot?
The
So
thing is,
have
I don't know.
Dustin or Justin?
Dariush has not had a title shot.
no.
This guy
But
has
if
been
he-
waiting in line for his entire
I
career.
think he's like
But if
on a
he loses-
crazy winning streak too, like
He is.
11 or 12.
But if he loses,
He's been
then
avoided by the UFC.
If he loses, then he can't. He
Yeah.
won't have a title
I
shot.
mean, he's not the most marketable guy, but
He's
man,
22-4.
I know. I know.
Like, how
Let's
do
see,
you?
when was his last loss?
his last loss might have come to Edson Barbosa back in 2016.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh.
2018.
See, that's
Hernandez.
so stupid. Hernandez is not even that good. He caught him.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, and then-
he lost
Yeah.
to Barbosa as well.
Barbosa. Okay.
But it frustrates me how much UFC has been avoiding him. But that's just because he's not as marketable as
deserves it.
everybody else in
Yeah.
that division. But still,
I'll say
give
this.
this man the shot.
If Islam didn't have Habib, he wouldn't be as marketable either.
Yeah.
That's the big
Yeah.
reason why Islam is marketable is because
Well, now he doesn't have Habib.
well, no, I'm talking about he'll always be tied to Habib. Now,
Yeah.
Habib's not going to coach in the corner and all that stuff, and we saw how that happened with Volk, but Volk still won that fight. I'll fight that till the day I die, but
Which was not a robbery.
not a
but
robbery, close fight. Thought it was the other way, but it could have went the other way. So there's a
I had
spectrum
Volk.
there.
Yeah.
There's a spectrum there, you know.
Sean Strickland,
The whole
Cannonier was
science.
robbery.
That was a close fight, but it's more of a robbery than Vulcan
Yeah.
Islam. So, thank you for joining us on this episode of Blessed Violence. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, go to our Instagram page, Blessed Violence Podcast. That's how you'll find us on any platform. And leave us that 5-star review as well for our podcast. But thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next week as we recap UFC 289.
We're on YouTube also.
Did I say that?
Did you say it?
Yeah, I said
Oh,
like
I
and
wasn't paying
subscribe
attention.
to our YouTube channel. So, guys, have a great week.